Welcome to my astrological forecast for the coming week. My name is Shakti Carola Navran and I'm an evolutionary astrologer. I do personal readings for people and I do these forecasts online for you, and my intention is to get you a little bit more knowledgeable about astrology. So if you follow me through my forecasts over time, you will learn a lot about astrology, what it can do, what it can't do. So it's not about predictions, even if we call it forecast, because let's face it, the future is not set in stone. So this is where the free will comes in. And by having the look forward into the coming week, I kind of crystallize it down into some kind of overview and an overall theme for you. So you can step prepared into the week, and then you have a better choice. Instead of manifesting on the lower end side of possibilities, as we say, you can manage to step up and manifest on the high end side of possibilities. And this is in general where we thrive, where things go our way, where we feel in alignment with our inner guidance, where we feel successful. So this is a very special week coming up, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun looking into those specifics. And the fun starts today. We have a Sun-Venus conjunction, and it's called an inferior conjunction or the morning star. So you might have heard that. So this kind of starts this energy, and we're going to talk about it, going to start us into the coming week and sets the tone for quite a while to come. So whenever Venus is involved, Venus is a symbol for the goddess of love, harmony, beauty. So Venus is about what we need in our heart for intimacy, for connection, but it also has to do with our values and what we feel comfortable with and what we need in order to thrive really in our life. So remember, Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and here Venus is really about that we need a certain stability and sense of security. So we feel comfortable and can move forward from that inner place. So Sun, on the other hand, stands for the center of our solar system, our consciousness. It's how we shine into the world when we look at the Sun in our personal birth chart. So when the Sun kind of is in a conjunction with the inferior Venus, so to speak, it's kind of equivalent to a new moon. And we have a new moon coming up on Monday, so that's the next thing I'm going to talk about. So let me read this to you. So the inferior conjunction, equivalent to the new moon phase of the lunation cycle, occurs when Venus is in the middle of the retrograde cycle. So you might have been aware that we are in a Venus retrograde cycle. So I told you before about that it's not the best time to get married, because it's not the energy to move forward in your relationship. It's more like going backwards and really figuring out what it needs for your intimacy to deepen and your relationship to thrive. So when Venus is the nearest to the Earth, and from our point of view dark, it rises before the Sun. So the Venus is between the Earth and the Sun, so it's kind of in the middle. So Venus appears in the pre-dawn sky about a week after the inferior conjunction, when the Sun and Venus are about 10 degrees apart. Venus turns direct about 3 weeks after the inferior conjunction. So 36 days after the inferior conjunction, Venus is most brilliant in the morning sky. So this is one of the planets we really can see with the naked eye, and Venus is always impactful with the brilliancy it holds. So 36 days after that, Venus reaches maximum distance from the Sun. So when we experience kind of 5 complete cycles between the inferior and the superior, when the Venus is behind the Sun, so the Sun is between the Venus and the Earth, so 5 of those complete cycles form the pentagram. So it's a very sacred, meaningful symbol throughout the ages. So the upside down pentagram is supposed to relate to evil and the darkness, and the upright pentagram stands for the alignment, and we could say alignment with the heart, with all what is good in the world. So Venus is not only the brightest, but in a way most beautiful, specially forming symbol in the heavens, is always special. And everybody knows Venus, the goddess of love, harmony, and beauty. So it seems like we do have some kind of special connection there. So anyway, we start the week with that Venusian energy, and with this new start, we are really called to be in alignment with our values, with making sure that we have that kind of security and alignment inside of ourselves. And when we have that, we can step into the world and we can make a difference. Hi, Sheila. Good to see you. So it will be a new start, but it will kind of culminate when it turns direct again. So keep in mind what I said. It's not a good time to get married, but it's a good time to really figure things out in your relationship. So if you have had challenges, then this is a wonderful time, starting today, to really take a deeper look and maybe come to a new commitment, and what really pulled you to your partner to begin with. So it's always good, especially when we have times of troubles in the relationship, which comes with being in a relationship. Remember, relationships are challenging, difficult. So it's always good to remember what we truly love and appreciate about our partner. And when we focus on that, it's helpful, instead of focusing what we hate and don't like and where we rub against. Okay, the next strong event in the coming week is on Monday. We have a new moon in Aries. Remember last week we had the Spring Equinox, and that started us into a new cycle of the new year. So astrologically, this was the start of the year. And Aries is the beginning of one circle of maturation and growth. So in Aries, it's therefore all about that initial energy, stepping out, becoming aware of who you are in your own right. So it's symbolized by the archetype of the warrior, the good knight. So wherever we have Mars, who's the ruler of Aries, and Aries in our chart, this is where we have to face some challenges, where we have to face our fears, where it's important to learn something about courage, stepping forward anyway. So we discussed a lot of that in the last week's forecast. So last time I said that we will still have a week till we fully step into that forward, passionate, fiery energy, and this will happen on Monday with a new moon. So Aries is that new beginning, is knowing yourself in your own personal strengths. So it's a sign for ego, but ego is not necessarily a bad thing. We all need to start somewhere. And as I see it, evolution is happening in a spiral. So each new beginning of the cycle through the zodiac starts on a higher level. So you could be a very unevolved Aries down there in your personal spiral, or you can be very highly evolved Aries, depending on where you are in your journey of evolution. So in general, we could say Aries is really about the hero's journey, and that's what I wanted to talk with you about. I do believe we all connect with that somehow. And we love the movies where the hero faces the obstacles and danger and struggle, internal and external, and in the end, usually it comes to a good end. So that's the intention. We want to make it through these obstacles and fears and challenges. So this is really the archetype we're looking at. So we know it from books. I just read this whole series of Sarah Woodbury, After Kill Mary series. It's all this Middle Age, Welsh, English, historically, time traveling, fantasy thing. And I love this kind of stuff. So I couldn't wait. I was just reading one book after the other. And then I started from the beginning after a while because I really, really liked it. And the first time I just read through it very fast. And the second time I could really enjoy it. So anyway, we all have that connection to that archetype of the hero's journey. And this week, I would like you to really have a look at your own life, where and how your hero's journey is shaping up. Where are the areas you feel challenged, where you experience obstacles in your way? And I would say in the bigger picture, when we look into the political realm, it's quite obvious that we as a collective are really challenged into that hero's journey. And yeah, we had a success. So the Trump health plan, which would have eliminated 24 million people from insurance, from having health care, didn't go through. So this is the first success we had as the people, as a grassroots movement, as individuals calling their politicians, standing up, making a difference. So I believe this is really what the hero's journey is about, making that difference, being an individual, but ultimately we are all a wave in the ocean. So we are an individual wave, but we are simultaneously part of the ocean. So this is really how I see it, what the hero's journey is about, to be our best individual expression of the divine, of consciousness in the world, and living from that high perspective, witnessing ourselves. And I've been talking about witnessing before. And we can only witness our actions, our thoughts, our emotions, because we are all part of the ocean, of that ultimate encompassing bigger field of consciousness. So we are this tiny little spark in that bigger field. So I think it's quite a miraculous journey we are all on. And this week kind of really makes it so clear, and in the bigger picture we had this success. So me as an astrologer, I'm very much concerned with the individual and how you can thrive. So when I give individual readings to people, I look at where's your passion, where your highest potential in the karmic perspective your soul is striving for, and what are the obstacles in the way. So we can see what are you looking for in the relationship field, what kind of person really fits with you. We can look at the professional expression, and so more you really find a profession which is in alignment with your overall themes in your chart, not only will you be more successful, but you also will feel an alignment with your soul, with that bigger ocean consciousness perspective. So I think it's quite exciting to be alive these days. So this week you're called to really be in alignment with that Venus, with that heart, with that bigger perspective, and really step it up. So the new moon, as you know, if you have been following me, it's always an emotional new start. And then the moon goes through about 2 days into a new sign. So it's all about that emotional awareness and maturation, and moving through and integrating new aspects of our inner world, our way, how we filter the world emotionally. So this is quite a beautiful week. So let me know how it goes for you. I'm looking forward to hear back from you. So if you haven't done so, please like and comment on my videos, so I know there's somebody out there. And I love to hear back from you. So it's important to me. So also, if you have been following me, you know I like to talk about the gemstones, the healing and metaphysical qualities of gemstones, because we can use gemstones to balance our energy field. We can love gemstones in our jewelry. We can meditate with gemstones, so they help us to really drop down and not just go crazy the moment we try to get still. So for us Westerners, it always takes a time and some training and experience and practice to really be able to meditate, actually. So gemstones can be helpful for that as well. So I have even written a book about it, Jewelry and Gems for Self-Discovery. Yep, here it is. So that is a book about the connection between astrology and the signature of the gemstones, and how you can truly find your birthstones, which can support certain areas in your birth chart. So I usually end my forecasts with answering questions. So if you have questions, please leave me your comments right now, so I integrate it towards the end. And now I want to talk a little bit about one gemstone I suggest you to play with this week, which is still the hematite. So let me put it in front of something light here. So the hematite is this kind of silvery, shimmering kind of gemstones. So hematite you can find as necklaces, you can find as tumbled stones. It relates to the first chakra, so the hematite is really a stone all about grounding and energizing. So here we have the connection to all the Aries energy. So hematite is one stone which relates to the sun in Aries, new moon coming up on Monday, and to your personal energy and how you move that energy, how you focus energy, and become active and in alignment with your passion. So it's nice to wear a little pebble in your pocket, so you have it kind of close to your first chakra. So, but you can also use it for meditation. Another gemstone, which I would correlate to the morning star, the Venus-Sun conjunction we have been discussing, is the ruby. This is a ruby crystal. Let me see. Yeah. So ruby crystal. We all know ruby as a faceted stone because it's often used in jewelry, and most of us have something with ruby in it. So ruby is a beautiful stone in general to wear because, first of all, it connects to the first chakra, and then it connects to the heart chakra. So it really helps to bring up that energy from the root chakra, which is me, myself, in a body, in this physical world, and bringing it up into the heart, where we connect with a higher vision, a higher connection to others. And I believe we are social entities. I mean, if we wouldn't be connected with others and have those moments of heart connection, it would not only be a very sad life, but I don't think we would survive. So if babies are not touched and loved and hold, they will die. So I think we all need that kind of connection. So ruby is a wonderful stone to bring the energy up into the heart and to make that connection. It's also a stone which has Mars aspect in it. So here we have another connection to the new moon in Aries, which is ruled by Mars. So these stones I would like you to play around with this week and just see how you like it. So I always like to hear back, especially about the gemstones and your personal experience with it. In Germany, I used to do a lot of seminars with people. I call it meditation and healing with gemstones and crystals, where I had a whole lot of gemstones, and we would do lots of meditations and attunements with gemstones. So I not only have my own experiences with gemstones, but also from a lot of other people. So this is how we learn. It's not just our own individual moving forward, but we always are there to teach each other. So teach me, what's your experience with ruby and hematite this week? Okay, so let's see if I have any questions here. Okay, Sheila, thank you. Okay, so my dears, if there are no questions, and you can ask me anything astrologically, not just about the subject I'm bringing up. Also remember the moon is going through Aries, Taurus, Gemini this week, and I do this 1 minute astrological forecasts on YouTube, Instagram, here on this Facebook page. So this is where I cover a lot of the moon activities because the moon goes so fast. So it's everyday little attunement, what is happening right now today to get you ready and set for the day to happen. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter so I can keep you in the loop with these longer videos. And for that, you can go to my website, mauiastrologyreading.com. I'm going to put the link down there. I also teach astrology, evolutionary astrology, where we look at charts, birth charts from the karmic perspective, which is just an added dimension to the psychodynamics we start out looking in a chart. So there's lots to discover. So say hi to me and make sure I can keep you in the loop. And I wish you a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week to come. So as we say here on Maui, where I live, aloha and namaste. I greet the divine in you. And I hope you enjoyed the new format here. Thank God now we can do it in a nicer, wider frame. So I'm very excited about that. So all the best to you. Aloha.